So I've just fitted a new line, sinking line. This one's a DI7. What I like to do with my lines, what we do in the competition circuit, and to be honest with you, I find it very handy just in day-to-day fishing, is to actually put a marker on the line, a hang marker, and a very handy little mark just to let you know where you are in your retrieve, where you can hang your flies, how much fly line you've got left out. They're just a handy little thing to have. You can put as many hang markers on your fly line as you like. Some manufacturers now sell fly lines with markers on them. I like to do my own. I like to make my own up. And I tend to just put one hang marker on my fly line, and it's normally at about 10 feet. Okay, so that allows me to, I know where I've got 10 foot of fly line still outside the end of the rod, and I can hang my flies effectively on the retrieve at 10 foot. Or when that marker is back somewhere near my hand, I'm using a 10-foot rod, and I'm pulling the line very, very quickly. When I see that marker come somewhere near my end of the rod, I know that I stop. I know that I'm not going to over pull the line in and end up pulling my leader in through the rod rings. I know that's my time to stop, and I'm ready to lift and go into the hang. They're just a great little thing to have on your fly lines. I like to use, I like to whip mine on with a little bit of thread. You can use Tipex markers, paint, etc., things like that, but unfortunately that doesn't last very long, and it will need replacing quite frequently. So it's actually much more effective to whip on a little bit of time thread in a nice bright colour, summer up the line, and whip it on. We varnish it in, and it's there, and it will stay there, but it will usually last for the duration of the line, for the life of the line. So this particular red is Glow Bright number 4, which is a great red colour. It's nice and bright, and it's ideal for marking things up. We use it loads for all sorts of flies and everything. So what I've done is I've measured out roughly 10 feet, and that's 10 feet there of my fly line. That's from the head of my fly line. I've measured back 10 feet, which for me is just 2 decent armfuls of line. It doesn't have to be exactly 10 feet, it's just roughly 10 feet for me. So what I'm going to do is just clip a little bit of this, take a little bit of this number 4 off, and we're going to come back to that and use that little piece there. And I'm going to take off a piece of thread that I think is going to be enough for me to whip on. Okay, some people can do this with the spool, actually use a tying spool. I've never been able to do it. So I find it much quicker and much easier to do this by hand. So very simply, just to start this off. Now, first of all, you've got to just trap this in. So just try and get that thread to work over itself, a couple of wraps over itself. See, just wrapping it over itself there, and that's that nice and trapped in there now. And we're just going to work up this fly line. Just going to keep working up the fly line, taking your time. Trying not to get everything tangled up back here. Probably got a bit too much thread here, I'm honest. There we go. Just keep working out the fly line. You're not going to make a massive marker. Something about 2/3 of an inch, something like that is fine. A couple of centimetres, absolutely fine. So just keep working that up. Keep working that up. You keep tension on everything, it won't all come flying apart. You just keep working out that flying on all the time. Of course, the other thing is we're going to finish this off with a few coats of varnish, and even if you don't see this marker coming through the rod rings, you'll feel it. It bumps as it comes through the rod rings. It's just a great little marker, just to tell you where you are in your cast, really. So I've worked up one way there. That's going to be a long enough mark for me, okay? And I'm just going to go back down again as well. Just double up on it all the way down. And when you think you're in a few wraps of finishing, and you think you're in that ballpark of nearly ready to finish, just take this second little piece of thread that you've cut off there, and with the loop facing downwards, down this way, just pinch that in. Okay, just pinch that in there, and you're just going to put a couple of wraps over the top of that loop. Alright, just a couple of wraps over the top of that loop. Doesn't need to be loads, 2 or 3. Just like that is enough. Then with your end of your whipping thread, just pass it through that loop, like so. Okay, find your 2 loose ends the other side, just there. And you're going to pull that all the way through, draw that end through, just like that, and that secures everything and leaves you with a nice little whipped knot. We can just trim that off, and we just push that down, just so it's all nice and compact. Trim that off there. Okay, trim the little bit of excess off on the other end there as well. Just trim, don't cut your fly line. Just trim that off there as well. You've got this lovely little marker on your loop, okay, on your fly line. It's nice and secure. Now what we're going to do, good old faithful hard as nails, you're just going to give that, I like to give mine about 3 coats and plenty of time in between to dry, just so that it gets nice and solid, because you're going to be in the water a lot, so just nice 3 coats, just like that, overlapping. Allow it to overlap either end so it all seals in nicely, just like that. And that is a lovely little line marker, and that will stay there after it's had a couple more coats for about the duration of that fly line, without too many problems at all. Nice little marker. It just tells you exactly where you are. You can put 2 or 3 of these in. You can mark them up, I don't know, 10 foot, 15 foot, 20 foot if you want to. Tie them in different colours, so you know which colour's coming through, about how far out you've got your fly line. As I say, one at about 10 foot suits me, and that's all I use on all these fly lines. They're all marked at 10 foot, and I know exactly what I'm doing then. So I hope you like that. Give us a like, click subscribe, and I'll keep popping out these videos. Thanks very much.